News 46 is brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, a female is rescued twice off a busy freeway. And how does it feel to be an animal locked inside a hot car? News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
NHP Troopers saved the life of a pedestrian running on a freeway. It's August 16th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. 2 Nevada Highway Patrol troopers saved the same female pedestrian on the 15 freeway in Las Vegas on 2 different occasions. Both officers have now been recognized for their bravery. We caught up with Trooper Jared Trusillo, who has been on the force for 4 years, serving 2 of those here in Pahrump.
Oh, never mind. That's all. I got her.
Hey, stay there. Get over onto the road. Get over here.
We got reports that night that there was a pedestrian on the highway, that she had been crossing the freeway, both north and southbound travel lanes. I was dispatched to the call, and I went out there, located her, and when I made contact with her, she ran out into the freeway, traveled into the number 2 travel lane, which is basically like the middle lane. And she stood in front of 2 semi-trucks. I made the decision at that point to, after one of them had slowed down, to go out there and make an attempt to rescue her.
So what happened?
Well, when I made contact with her, we exchanged words. I told her not to run onto the freeway, and she turned around and asked me, can I have a drink, actually? Being a trooper in Vegas, I thought she's asking for alcohol.
While she's on the freeway, she's asking for a drink?
Yeah, it turns out later on that she was asking for water. When I went to go detain her, though, she was really sweaty. It was hot out not hot out, but she'd been running on the freeway for a while, so she was hot, and so she was sweaty, and I was wearing latex gloves, so I went to go grab her, and of course she slipped out of my hands, and that's when she entered into the freeway. Well, she went into the middle travel lanes, and at that same time there were 2 semis that were coming, and one of them had passed, and the other one saw that she was out on the freeway, so he actually slowed down and moved over to the left or towards the center median area, and because of his actions I was actually able to run out there and detain her.
It's against the law to be on the freeway, right?
Absolutely. It's against the law for any pedestrian to be traveling on any of our major highways, be it the 15, US 95, even on the Beltway.
The pedestrian had once again at a later time done the same thing in the same area?
That's correct. Exactly 60 days later, she did the same thing. Another trooper had stopped out with her, and she once again, when he went to go detain her, she ran out into the freeway, causing him to, risk his life to save hers as well.
You've been recognized. Tell me about what's going on there.
Well, I received an award for it. Honestly, I wasn't expecting anything for it. To me, it was just doing my job.
So what's the award?
I received a life-saving medal.
And also another trooper. What's the other trooper's name?
Trooper Dustin Dunbar.
And so he also received that. Did you have a ceremony?
Yeah, we had a ceremony a few weeks ago, and he received the same medal.
They say the female was in emotional distress, and that's the cause for her actions. Well, if you pay attention to some of our staff's personal Facebook pages, you know it's been a running joke for the past year or so that Darby has been locked in a hot car and can't get out. What isn't a joke is that some people actually do lock their animals in their cars and leave them there while the temperature inside the car spikes. So today, Darby and Caitlin decided to see what it feels like to be left in a hot car. With the help of the Nye County Sheriff's Office and Animal Control, we conducted an experiment of sorts.
Okay, so we're gonna do 30 minutes. Go. And so it begins.
So unfortunately, it occurs every summer during the winter months as well. Obviously, during the winter months, it's not as much of an issue as it is during the summer.
So currently in the car, it is about 98 degrees currently. People think is that they leave their cars like with their dogs in their cars, and then they're like, we're gonna just run into the store really quick. Well, earlier today, I went into Walmart to go buy this, and I knew where it was. I knew what I was going to get, and I timed myself from the time I left my car, got the stuff, went through the line and everything, and it was at least 15 minutes. And this was just getting one item where I knew it was located.
It can cause organ failure, brain damage, and even death.
You get a lot of phone calls for people who've been seeing the animals left in the car. People think that they can just run into the store really quick and come back out. Let's talk about right now, 93 degrees. Is that too hot to leave your animal inside a car, even if you're running in for a second?
Absolutely. Studies have also shown that the temperature inside of a vehicle raises about 10 degrees every 5 minutes, and sometimes even in best case scenarios can raise 40 degrees within an hour's time. So, and that varies depending on the vehicle, depending on whether it's in direct sunlight, what have you. But windows being cracked, it has shown to be not much of a difference.
My phone got a temperature warning because it got so hot that it shut down and I lost all service to my phone and it wouldn't let me record anymore because it's so hot.
I know right now if I got to the point where I couldn't stand it,
we can get out.
Yeah, I could get out right now.
But dogs obviously can't do that.
I have 101, and that's in the shade on the center dash, or the center console. Okay. Is 101 degrees. In the shade on the back seat, which is a cloth
Darby, the breeze.
seat cover,
Oh my God.
it's 108.
So what Susan from the Nye County Animal Control just explained to us is that she just took a surface temperature. So she pointed it at my leg. I'm wearing black pants. She took it at my leg, and my leg is currently 102 degrees. She pointed it at the dashboard,
Which is in the sun.
which is in the sun, and she said that it is currently, it was going up. She said it was 131, then she was like, wait, it's not 132, it's 133 now. It was going up so drastically, but myself, I'm currently experiencing 102 degree temperature. And that's with all of the 4 windows cracked about an inch to allow breeze into the vehicle.
Yeah, we were reaching temperatures of over 100, even though the temperature for today was, the forecast right now is 93 degrees. So it raised 10 degrees up, and that's just, this is a nice day out. Like, there's a nice cool breeze going on, but we were sitting in the car, there was nothing. We would like to give a big thank you to Nye County Sheriff's Office and Nye County Animal Control. I'm Caitlin Boyer.
And I'm Darby O'Donnell.
Reporting for News 46.
Don't leave your animals inside cars.
Tomorrow, Animal Control talks about how dangerous it is to walk your animals during the peak hours of the day. The mayor in Baltimore, Maryland, and her construction crew removed all 4 Confederate statues in the middle of the night. The Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson statue in Wayman Park, the Roger B. Taney statue in Mount Vernon, the Confederate Women's Monument in Bishop Park, and the Confederate Soldiers and Sailors Monument on Mount Royal Avenue were all removed between midnight and 3:30 this morning. The Baltimore mayor, Catherine Pugh, says she was done talking about it and wanting to do something before anything happened that may result in a protest or damage to the statues. Officials say they will most likely be placed in a Confederate cemetery. The great-grandson of Robert E. Lee said that he supports the removal of the monuments that honored those who fought to continue to enslave people in our country. We'll have more news right after this.